Okay, it's on.
Hey guys, what?
More than halfway there.
More than halfway there. Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project365, episode 192. Today what we're talking about is a little bit of shoulder impingement, and we get on and off this a bunch of times. But the most common shoulder impingement that we see in the CrossFit world is what we call a secondary impingement. To define that really quick, primary impingements are when we have a bony outgrowth or arthritic change which causes actual anatomical change within the shoulder girdle area, which will impinge on something. A secondary impingement is when we have change in the biomechanics of what's going on, or the arthrokinematics, right? Big time words. We're just saying that when this stuff gets gunked up, right, and there's closing down of some spaces where some soft tissues and some sensitive tissues need to slide through, if that gets pinched down, it causes pain. That we're going to call that secondary impingement, just for the sake of it today, okay? Now, the most common thing most common cause of secondary impingement is this anterior superior migration. So if you look like this, anterior superior meaning the migration of the humeral head comes up in this direction. Why? Because generally we hurt something back here. Now the purpose of the rotator cuff, right, although is to move the arm around, it's also to centrate the joint, or keep that humeral head centered in the joint, right? So when we hurt something back here, it doesn't like to fire. It doesn't like to turn on. Painful muscles don't function as well, right? So these muscles stop functioning well, and they won't pull or draw down that humeral head. So then we get this dysfunction where the humeral head rises up and anteriorly and bashes into these anterior structures in the front here, and then we get this dull ache in the front of the shoulder. So I got a little exercise just for Kenny to do. He's actually one of these people that have a secondary impingement, and this is some of the stuff that we do. If you guys are familiar with Mulligan, it's very similar to a Mulligan mobilization. It comes from his principles, right? What Kenny's going to do is he's going to first put this around his shoulder. Give yourself some stretch afterwards. Okay? What we want to do is we want to set up a bar that's about shoulder height, okay? We're going to put Kenny's arm a little bit farther out. Just watch in case it's too much pressure onto the deltoid here. What you're going to notice is when you start this band, okay, that would be on the shoulder, right? There's this thing that's called the acromion, all right? That's the edge of your shoulder. You're going to move the band to the edge of that shoulder so all the pressure is downwards on the humeral head or your arm bone, right? Then from right there, Kenny's just going to stand nice and tall, shoulders back, right? And he's just going to do external rotation drills. Now, this is only done to the area of pain, right? If you go into pain, we're not trying to do that. This is not the time and place for that. We do this a couple times a day. We're trying to do burnout sets, so about sets of 30. Now, as this becomes easier, we can add resistance to it, okay? Notice this is the lightest band that we have. And really, it's loose. It's not taut at first. We're just adding tension to the end range of it. As we get better, we can add more tension. But this isn't like I'm in the gym on Sunset Boulevard type of exercise. We're not trying to get big bodybuilder type muscles. We're trying to use these little tiny muscles that use external rotation of the shoulder and support what this shoulder is doing, rather than the big deltoid muscles. Make sense? Say yes. Just nod. Cool. Guys, until tomorrow, we're optimizing function to optimize performance.
Good. Done?
Yeah.
All right.